All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to Yahakim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. We're at the door, Akim. This shit's going to pop off any second now, so just endure in this faith and keep pushing this word. And what we're going to be getting into today with this lesson is how we're commanded to go to the highways and byways, the chief places of concourse, to preach this word, so we can bear witness unto all peoples, all nations, because the Israelites are as a speckled bird, so they're going to come looking like the other nations, and all nations congregate in, again, the chief places of concourse. So that's why we're commanded to go there, and not just where Jake dwells, because if you go there, it's just going to be trouble, because the majority of Jakes are, well, of course they're 2/3, they just don't want to hear this word. So it's going to be more productive to go to the chief places of concourse and preach this word. And not just that, we're also commanded that if we understand this truth when we hear it and are apt to teach, that we're supposed to go out and teach.
That's right, man.
Not just stay and be a keyboard Israelite, or just come up to a camp every now and then and be like, oh yeah, shalom brothers, y'all have really opened my eyes. But what are you going to do with that wisdom? You're just going to bottle it up? That's just going to lead to your destruction.
That's right, man. If you bury that talent, you won't get any more, man. The Lord will take that talent from you. Simple.
Just as quick as he gave you that talent.
Exactly.
But we're going to start it off in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20.
Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the street. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gate. In the city she uttered her words, saying.
Exactly, in the chief places of concourse. So that's where we're commanded to go, because again, that's where everybody dwells, all the nations. And among those nations, there's going to be Jakes who maybe don't live in the hood and would have no other way to hear this word.
Right.
Maybe they don't know about the Israelites through the internet, so they're going to be walking in the chief places of concourse where the people congregate, hear this word, understand it, and then maybe be brought into the fold and saved. So that's why we're commanded to go there.
And it ain't hard, if I could say. It's not hard to see us, man. We're in a very visible area, and we're not talking low at all, man.
We're roaring like lions.
Exactly,
standing upon our watch.
Exactly,
and it's
man.
all throughout the scriptures how the prophets went to the chief places of concourse to spread this word, which is what we're going to get into right here in Acts chapter 17. We're going to start at verse 17.
Acts 17 and 17. Therefore dispute he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons, and in the market daily with them that met with him.
That's speaking of Paul when he was preaching this word. It said, in the market daily with them that met with him. Verse 18.
Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him and said, what will this babbler say? Others say he said he seemed to be a settler forth of strange gods.
He seemed to be a setter forth of strange gods.
A setter forth of strange gods, because he preached unto them Jesus and the resurrection.
So see, when Paul was preaching this word in the chief places of concourse in the markets, you had all these other people come up and ask of this word. The philosophers, for instance, here. And today we've got these people in Islam come up to us, these theologians, these scientists, and they come up and ask us about this word. And even if they don't agree, it'll be edifying for the camera to show how true this doctrine is, because we'll cut them with the scriptures and they won't have anything to say. And on the other hand, it may bring them out of those false ways and into this truth. So that's why it's imperative that we go to the highways and byways and preach this word.
That's right. And it says, and they took him and brought him unto
the Areopagus, saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speak is? See, they heard this word and got itching ears, and as it said, saying, may we know what this new doctrine wherefore thou speakest is. Verse 20. For
thou bearest certain strange things to our ears. We would know therefore what these things mean.
And if we didn't go out to those highways and byways and put up these lessons, then nobody would hear these words and come back and be saved. So that's why it's imperative that we put our faces out there to be seen.
That's right.
And also, again, another part of this lesson being that if you hear this word, then you got to go out and push it. This is in Jeremiah chapter 1, we're going to start at verse 9.
It says, Jeremiah 1 and 9, Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth.
See, Yahweh, if you're meant to preach this word and be a prophet, he's touched you and given you the understanding to be able to go out and preach this word in the highways and byways.
That's right, man. He didn't say I touch your mouth and now you able to not speak what I told you to speak, because it's a lot of men that come out and say they got the word, but don't continuously come out, man. Mm-hmm. You have to speak this word, man. You can't be scared, man. The Heavenly Father didn't give us the spirit of fear, man. He gave us the spirit of boldness, man. Because if you get it, why not speak it?
I mean, what else do you got to live for? If you truly understand these words, you'll know that this kingdom's about to come to an end and this way of life is going to be over.
Right.
So the only thing left is to preach this word.
It says, See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
Exactly. And where's the best way to do that? In the chief places of concourse, the markets where everybody is. That's how you condemn everybody, all these different nations and such.
That's right. It says, Jeremiah 1 and 17, Though therefore gird up thy loins and arise, and speak unto them all that I commanded thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them.
So don't be afraid. That's the main thing. As the brother said, the Most High didn't give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of strength so we can go out there and give these nations and kingdoms their judgment. And if you truly believe in this thing, you shouldn't be worried to speak in front of all these people in the chief places of concourse, because the Most High is going to give you that spirit and the words to say at the moment.
Don't the scriptures say in Ezekiel, I've made your head hard against their head, and your head hard as adamant and flint? This is what the scripture said, man. So you got to understand, man, that they're going to come against us, but that's fine. This is what they're supposed to do. You just preach this word, man. I got you.
It's as simple as that.
It says, For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city.
Impregnable.
An iron pillar. And brazen walls against the whole land. Against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land.
So don't be afraid if you understand this word to go out to the chief places of concourse, because as the Most High just said, he'll make you a defenced wall and a defense city and a brazen wall to where these people won't be able to do anything to you.
That's right.
And we're cutting everybody, as it said, the kings of Judah all the way down to the average two-thirds. So we're cutting the average two-thirds all the way up to your LeBron James types by going out there, as well as these other nations.
Right.
But the key is to go out to the chief places of concourse and let your face be seen and not be afraid.
Right. It says...
that's it. Oh, Con, yeah. Go to 19.
It says, And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, said the Lord, to deliver thee, man. And we have to, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, you could.
And if you don't understand that, man, you're going to be thrown off by the Spirit, man. You have to understand that they're meant to come against us. You have to know that these people in this society, the Lord ain't dealing with majority of them, man. So what they're going to do? Look. We are in the valley of the shadow of death. We are in the neck of our enemy. He have beat our heritage out of us and gave us a philosophy of bullshit. So therefore, what you think our people gonna do when they hear something new? Especially if they're overwhelmingly into it, they're gonna fight against it. Jesus ain't got no color. So-called white man ain't bad. All this different bullshit. The white man gave y'all that book. But when you correct them on it, they're not going to believe it because it's not for them, man.
And that's how you know you're doing it what's right, is when you come up with against adversity. It's like a video game. You know you're going in the right direction when you got enemies to fight.
Yeah.
When you're just standing there and nothing's happening,
yeah.
you're doing something wrong. Maybe you may not be a man of the Lord.
Yeah.
That's why it's imperative that if you hear these words and understand it, you need to go to those cheap places of concourse and preach to make your calling and election sure.
That's right. Jeremiah 20:7. O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I. It says, and has prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocketh me.
And that's going to happen when we put our faces out there to preach this word. As the brother said earlier, everybody's going to come against us. They're going to do what they can to so-called debunk us, dig up dirt on us, make a hit piece videos. But that shouldn't deter you from going out, letting your face be seen, and pushing this truth. Because if you're truly about these scriptures, you know it's about to come to an end. What does it say? The triumph of the wicked is short. So there's nothing to worry about. Just put your faith and life in the hands of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and the brotherhood, and you'll be fine. Don't be worried about what your parents will say, what your girl will say, or your boss or anything like that. It's all vanity. It's all not worth it. Would you give up the kingdom for nothing? For somebody who would turn against you because they got weak emotions anyway? No. Keep pushing strong and just go out. It's easy. Just go out and push this word. That's all you got to do is read from the book.
It says, for since I spake, I cried. I cried violence and spoil, because the words of the Lord was made a reproach unto me, in the derision daily.
Because we're going to, every now and then you're going to feel weak because all these demons are hitting you, all these people are hitting you, and you're like, man, is it worth it taking all this chastisement? And it is. You just got to push through it, pray and fast, and do whatever need be to keep the strength. But never, ever take your hand off the plow. That's the key. You want to be seen as worthy to inherit the kingdom on that first go-round.
That's right. It says, then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his words was in my heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay.
So even if you don't want to go out to the highways and byways, if it's your lot to do it, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to bring you out there, because he's going to build up that fire in you to scare you out there. A lot of brothers have a testimony of that. It's where they didn't want to put their hand on the plow to begin with. They just wanted to sit back and not preach this word because they may have been nervous going out to the cheap places of concourse and making their face seen. But you know what? The Most High put that fire under their ass to get them out there. So any of you out there listening that know this word and are afraid to do it, the Most High is going to get you out there one way or another. But you want to have the spirit to go out there of your own volition to do it, because the benefits outweigh the costs.
Yeah, because you got to understand something, man. In this place that we call America, ain't nothing good here.
Nothing.
This place ain't gonna justify or satisfy you at all. After you get a piece of pussy, you ready for her to leave. Ain't no satisfaction. You're not even trying to have a child with this woman, man. Raise a family with her. Something that, I'm talking about substantial things, man. The bitch leave, you still hungry for more of this and hungry for more of that, man. The food don't fill you up. The understanding don't give you satisfaction, man.
Entertainment isn't entertaining anymore.
You look for the same shit every year. Oh man, I can't wait for basketball to come back. Oh, I can't wait for football to come back. It wasn't enough when they won the championship last year. Obviously it wasn't. You know why? Because this place has put a specific type of mentality on you people, man. You hunger for more and more. But see, the scriptures give us exactly what we need, man.
It's an instant gratification society, a microwave society, where you get that quick hit and you just build up the tolerance and need more and more. Yep. Like the brother said, these flowing waters, they fill you up. So you shouldn't be willing to give up your talent for bullshit.
For bullshit, man.
For nothing.
This place is engraved in bullshit, man. Esau run it. That should give you the understanding that
the basis of men.
Right.
And we're going to close it off with Ezekiel chapter 3 to show that if you understand what we're saying and are iffy about going out to those highways and byways, get that weak spirit off you, and it's imperative that you get out to the cheap places of Concourse and preach this word, because your whole salvation